Hey, Cancer, Ascendant, Cancer Risings. This is your video. This is January 2020, the end of January 2020. We're going to talk about Venus and Mars, why you want to hear about them, because Venus is what you love, what you desire, what's important to you, what you value. And Mars is all about what I'm going to go after, what my passion is, what I will not back down from, what I'm willing to fight for, sometimes die for. These two energies in your chart are going to be facing a mean exact square, okay? So you want to find out what the hell that's going to look like, what areas of your life it's going to be occurring in, how you can prepare by knowing this information in advance, and how you tie this into the new moon energy of January 2020. So I'm going to go into that right here, right now. All right, here we are, Venus. Venus is conjunct Neptune. Neptune is all about the other side, the non-tangible, the immaterial, the 5D reality. Okay? Venus is typically about love, about material things, about 3D reality, about sensations, about taste, touch, smell, pleasurable things. This is Venus. Venus likes beauty. She likes nice things. She likes peace. Venus is all about, I'm willing to compromise, because Venus likes to be in relationships. Venus rules Libra and Taurus. So having Venus, what you want to know is where in these areas of your chart, there will be two areas. Actually, more than that. It's where Venus is going to be located with Neptune. It's going to be where is your Taurus at in your chart. And it's also going to be where's Libra in your chart in reality, because how Venus acts in your chart natally and how she is then not reacting, but an additional reaction when she's next to Neptune has everything to do with how she expresses in the locations that she rules. Does that make sense? Okay, so that's why we need to go through Venus and how she changes, what she now thinks about, what feels good to her, what's important to her, what she values when she's next to Neptune. So Neptune, I'm sorry, I got the cats over here doing crazy things. So Neptune is the non-tangible 3D or 5D, okay? But Neptune is also about being in a place where I can connect to source. It's going to the other side, okay? Neptune is literally a higher octave of Venus. Venus is love. Neptune is divine love. Divine love is we are all one. We are all in this together. What I do to you, I do to myself. What you do to me, you do to all of us. What I do to myself, I do to you, okay? This is Neptune energy. Pisces, okay? Neptune is the ruler of Pisces. Well, it's all happening. Venus is in Pisces, Neptune is in Pisces. This is all happening and they're together, okay? Today is the 21st of January. So attached down below, I will have your video for the January new moon intention, new moon video. You're going to want to watch that to find out where the new moon is, where it's happening in your chart, and to understand where you should be focusing your intentions and how to use the frequencies that we're all tuned into and that we're being supplied with right now. But it's important to understand how these things are talking and communicating to each other. Now, when Venus is in Pisces, because it's the higher octave of Venus, okay, they get along. They use words, they understand each other, okay? They realize that they both want the same thing. Ultimately, at the end of the day, they want love, they want understanding, they want peace, they want beauty, they want unity at the end of the day, okay? So Venus is unity on a personal level, right? You and me, baby, unity. And Pisces is unity on a global level. All of us together, right? The world, the cosmos, the universe. Now, what's going to be happening is the new moon happens on the 24th, but the day to set new moon intentions is a little bit later. It's actually at this time that I'm going to talk about these stressful energies. We're going to be having Mars and Venus squaring up. And the day to set your intention is on the 26th, okay? Now I realize that there is a lot of supportive energies at this time, because there are. We have Jupiter supporting Neptune and Venus, sending a beautiful sextile. And Jupiter is like our guardian angel type of energy. Jupiter has come to life. Jupiter is now, we can feel the beams. They're present. Mercury at the same time is doing some other stuff, which I go into great depth in the other video, so I won't reiterate any of that here, but there's supportive frequencies that we're feeling. However, this video gives you the other side of the story to make this more complete, and I'm doing this sign by sign. So I want people who are specifically Cancer, Ascendant, Cancer risings to understand where it is in your life this friction is going to come from. So now let me go into the Mars energy. Mars is in Sagittarius. And Sagittarian energy is all about the seeker, all about exploring. It is the astronaut because it's a vertical seeker. Well, what does an astronaut do, right? They ascend to go explore places that have never been explored before, right? New territories, boundaries, break boundaries, right? That is Sagittarian energy. Well, now Mars is there. So Mars is like this heat-seeking missile, so to speak, because Mars is all about, there's fire, right? Sag is fire. Mars is also fire. Mars likes fire. And it's just about, let's go. Let's not stop. Let's seek. Now, 16 degrees Sagittarius, Mars, okay? Venus and Neptune, 16 degrees. Actually 16, almost 17 degrees. That's a nice tight square, which means stress, friction, tension, challenges, all right? If you're Cancer Ascendant, Cancer rising, okay? So physically, this is going to challenge areas of your life. This totally lines up with your belief system, because this is your 9th house. This is where Neptune is, in your 9th house. So again, that would be 16 degrees Pisces. Venus and Neptune are there. 9th house is what I believe, okay? It's that thing that we have a deep understanding and a resonation with, regardless of whether there's any tangible evidence, okay? It's a deep belief. Some people call this the house of our religion, the house of our spirituality. It's higher learning. It's like, you know, where we go and take that additional education on, right? It's college education, it's our master's degree, it's our doctorate, it's our PhDs, okay? This is the higher learning house. So this is your house of your beliefs. It's also the house of law, by the way. It's also the house of traveling. Now, this is fascinating because for you, your belief system about traveling, this being in your 9th house, squares up with Jupiter in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is also the traveler, right? Traveling long distances, journeys, far away. That's why they say it's, you know, the astronaut. It's foreigners, foreign lands, it's the seeker, it's the long journey. Makes sense, right? So you have both areas, right? Your beliefs about long journeys, your beliefs about higher education and law, and Mars in Jupiter, in Sagittarius, right? Jupiter rules Sag. They're squaring off. So there's almost this, I believe this, but I believe this. I want to do this, but I want to do this. And they don't match. They square each other. So Venus, the feminine energy, is in your 9th house of what you believe. Mars, your masculine energy, is in your 6th house of work, okay? Your work, your day-to-day routines. This is also your health. Is this ringing a bell for some folks out there? Your health. So what you believe is squaring your health, all right? So your belief about your health, okay? Sagittarius is in your 6th house. What do you believe about what it is to maintain health? Do you have beliefs on what it is to maintain health? Do you even have beliefs regarding how to maintain health? Because this is the 6th house. It is the how-to house, right? 6th house is a Virgo house. So it's how do I keep health? What is my belief system around health? What is my picture? What does that look like? What does the word health mean to me? All right. The 6th house is our physical body in the sense of the interactions, the internal workings of the physical body. Now, for Jupiter being there, Sagittarius, it's quite expansive. So the details usually get skipped over in Sagittarian energy, and Mars is there. So what happens with Mars being there, Mars is really like, okay, I'm ready to go with this. Let's take off. Mars represents your body, Pay attention, because having Jupiter in your 6th house right now, you could have infections, okay? There could be little things that flare up, because that's what happens when Jupiter goes through our 6th house. Some people feel it as a burst of energy. They end up doing more work than they should do, than they can physically capably do, and they burn themselves out because they have this very fiery, assertive Martian energy in their 6th house. They do more than they're actually capable of. So this means typically that long journeys probably aren't a good idea, at least not during this time frame. And this is not a super long transit. You know, it's like the 25th to the end of the month. There's this tight square going on, okay? Now, when we talk about work, because this was health, right? Maybe you physically won't be able to travel, okay? Maybe this is happening in terms of work, because this 6th house represents our day-to-day duties, which is, for adults, is a job, right? The job. For children, it's their school life, okay? For, you know, people who are older and retired, it's whatever they do, whatever their routine is they do every single day, that's going to be squared. So Venus wants to be in Neptune, her belief systems, but because she's in Neptune, the way somebody would escape, the way someone would connect to source is by being alone. All right, so for Cancer, Ascendant, Cancer risings, they get there when they get to spend time alone. That's when they hear God. Literally, they're like, they can hear, like the voices coming through. They, you know, you might be laughing right now, but there's other Cancers out there right now who I know are like, true that. I know. I've heard them. They've told me, like, this is, you know, you talk to people and you get feedback, and that's how you learn. So this happens for them. And so at this time, that's what Venus desires. So she wants to get away and be alone. This is the way that she can indulge herself in things that are pleasurable, and that is spending time alone. So maybe it's a bubble bath, whatever, meditation, right? Because it's all this Pisces stuff. For some people, it might be movies or very creative, writing, painting, drawing, right? Publishing something. It's a means of pleasurable escape. Some people use substances, right? With Pisces, it would be liquids, okay? But it can also be a lot of other things. So Venus wants to go and do her thing. Mars wants to go and do his thing. Mars is masculine energy. It has very clear ideas and beliefs about what it wants to do. It wants to seek. So right now, this energy, it's your belief system squaring your work and your health. Okay? It is your higher learning, your religion, your philosophy on life. It is your long distance journeys. It's all being squared. So this is not a good time to do these things, that means. It means you may think about these things, but in reality, you're not going to physically be able to go travel likely. You might even have a hard time detaching and traveling to meditate or astral travel because there's this square going on. You might have difficulty, right, if you're in the body, because that's what it's squaring, Mars. Mars is the body. Especially if you have Mars in your 6th house. It's most definitely squaring it. So what's going to happen is you want to be very careful for Cancer, Ascendant, Cancer risings, being very sensitive individuals. Be very aware of substances, scents, smells, right? Allergies. Be real aware of things and how they affect your body right now. It's really common for you maybe to get more information about things that you were more sensitive to than you realized. But if you're a Cancer, Ascendant, Cancer rising, because you have Aquarius in your 8th house, that's where the new moon's happening. So remember, go watch that video so you can find out more about this, because I actually, for Cancers, I spend a little bit more time talking about this, explaining some things about yourself that you already know, but this goes and gives you the astrological, like, connecting of the dots. And I don't know about you, but for me, I absolutely love that. It gives me a feeling of confirmation, and I'm not nuts. Because, you know, you say some things about yourself to other people and try to explain it, and they think, oh, yeah, God, that person exaggerates, or they're this and that or whatever. And it's like, no. It's all right here on paper. It's all good. And this is a person who doesn't even know you. It's the astrology, right? It's your frequency grid that you came in with. So in the meantime, just understand this square. It's going to be during that time, like I said, from the 25th to the end of the month. You're going to have that going on between your work and between your belief systems. And so understand to take your precautions, to definitely try to spend time alone, you know, by doing things that will actually satisfy you, that here comes Zoe, that will feed you in a way where Venus, you know, she needs to be fed. She needs to be taken care of. It's a pampering. It's like a bubble bath type of a mode, right? And understanding that especially if you're in a partnership, right? Or if you have a work partnership or a relation partnership, right? You know, romantic partnership, it's going to be okay if you guys don't want to do the same things at this time. That's going to be normal, all right? Especially at work, which is what this is showing. And definitely could be domestic, because the 6th house is our domestic routines. So if you see a parting of ways temporarily, just see it as the couple that decided they needed to take separate vacations because they both had different desires at that time. And that is really what this video is all about, explaining that you will have Venus and Mars, and they both have different ideas of what they want to do and what they desire, and taking separate paths. And understanding it's temporary, it's not permanent, all right? Because then like a whole week later, or like the week before Valentine's Day, things flip. And I'll release a new video to explain how things flip, because then there's another flipping. Anyway, there's a lot of changing energy, and you're gonna wanna be aware of what's going on and how things are gonna change and kind of flip-flop and go back and forth. But to have that information ahead of time will go a long way to helping you to navigate these waters in a more harmonious way. So I hope this has helped Cancer, Ascendant, Cancer risings. Bye.